You have to be encouraged with at least the amount of targets that Kyle Pitts has been getting. 7 and 9 and 5 targets each of the last 3 weeks. It's just that he got the touchdown last week or in against Carolina and was able to secure yardage. 7 targets against the Chargers. That's underrated. He's projected for the fourth most fantasy points against Carolina. He's tight end 9 in consensus. So there's definitely a discrepancy there. But you're asking, well, what about Pat Freiermuth? Freiermuth has an extremely difficult matchup this week. So New Orleans only gives up 5.6 fantasy points per game. They have given up 1 touchdown this year, and that was this past week against Isaiah Likely on that 24-yard touchdown reception. Outside of that, Likely with virtually nothing, right? I took the under on Likely receiving yards, and that worked out. It's interesting if you took like same game parlay of like over on fantasy points for Likely, but under for receiving yardage. So yeah, you've seen what New Orleans has done. They only allow 5.6 fantasy points per game, so it's a really negative matchup. Take the upside on Pitts. They're back-to-back in the consensus rankings, but you have to be encouraged with the amount of targets that Pitts has had. And Carolina, they should be able to move the ball pretty well. You saw, on the ground and through the air against the Panthers. It's not gonna be the blowout like it was this past week. I think it's gonna be a more competitive game, Atlanta versus Carolina.